That was unfortunate. My computer died and then died again and then updated. And now we're back. Welcome back to the stream, everybody. Apologies about dropping off so suddenly. Did not mean to do that. Ugh, jeez. Yeah, gorsh. My webcam broke again. Ugh. That might be another thing to do. Because my webcam keeps freaking out. I might put a switch in line on it so that I don't have to constantly reach over, switch it off, switch it back on. I might do that now. It'll be pretty quick. Is this still working? Should be. Well, that's annoying. Got booted from the stream. Frustrating stuff. I do want to make sure Team Fortress 2 still works. It's like one non-laggy game. We're back. My computer has this funny haha habit of just committing Sudoku sometimes. Bad water, there we go. Let's see if this fixed my lag. There was a pending Windows update that I think has just been eating up my RAM. And now that that's taken care of, we should play a little better. And I want to listen to... Unreal Tournament. And now listen to, what was the chill thing we were listening to? Nostalgia Core. Ooh. Like a glove. We take those. Oh, the yoinky sploinky. He hit it. He did it. fast. It's unfortunate. Sometimes I did drop this computer down a flight of stairs. We will one day have to upgrade, but hopefully today is not that day. So, like it says on the to-do list, I think today we're going to try to create a series of divs in order, or hopefully there's just a React library that enables click and drop cards. I don't want to code that myself. I may have to, perhaps. Roll. I peed so strong I cut the power to my house. The internet died. It's too strong. My computer has this funny haha habit of sometimes I bump it and it just dies. Scrumble. I guess I shouldn't have peed into the power supply. Yes, my love to you. Yes, my love to you. That happens in mine. I put my foot through my PC. Through. Such a good word. Sometimes percussive maintenance can go too far. And when percussive maintenance goes too far. I'm gonna say Rip Bozo. Stay with me. Just hear carnage everywhere. Damn you, Jerry. Caught me with my pants down. He died. Gotta kill that cart. Someone's coming here. He lives. Shouldn't have lived, but he lives. Fuck. It's not lag. It's an invisible man. Maybe that's what happened to my computer. An invisible man just shut it off. So how's your rating on WikiFeet going, Randa? Stay with me. Damn it, Jerry! Can't tell if I'm out of focus. It's tough to tell. Slender German. Slender German man. The pan. You love to see the pan. The pinky's cramping up in my left hand. Got any thoughts on the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight? Yeah, you know, it's kind of a crapshoot. I want Tyson to win because he's just the guy. He's that guy. Came up from nothing. Always wears his heart on his sleeve. Had some issues, but came back from them, and hopefully he's a better man now and going forward. Jake Paul's he's a heel, basically. So it's a marketing strategy of being the persona non grata. So naturally you're kind of supposed to not like him. But I just don't want Mike's legacy to get ruined for a fucking Paul brother. That would just be, 'cause that's the moonshot for Jake. Like, I'm pretty sure weight-wise, I'm not sure what they're, like the classes that they're at, the different weight classes. I just know it's a moonshot, and if Mike doesn't win, that's like an infamy sort of thing for the rest of his life, and that's just sad. The fight's literally Rocky V. Oh, God, yeah. The old geezer. Does he still have it in him? And I hope so. Like, heart of hearts, I hope. You know, it's the thing with heels is you want to see them put in their place. And I hope this humbles that, Jake, yeah. Jakey boy. How about you? Who are you rooting for in this SummerSlam? It actually reminds me of a time. I was in Boy Scouts and I was taking the horsemanship merit badge at the time. And it was a sleepaway camp, so you basically, you spend a week way out in the woods and you try to complete 4 or 5 merit badges. And they have all these facilities and fun stuff in order to really capitalize on your time and try to get you to finish this stuff. It's where I got my riflery and shotgun merit badges. It's where I got my horsemanship merit badge. A lot of orienteering things. Fire building, survival, first aid, emergency preparedness. And the guy who did we dared our camp counselor to talk over the counselor radio. And I don't know if he ever got in trouble for this or not, but what he said to this day still rings in my ears from time to time because it was just so freaking funny at the time. And the call went as follows. Hello?
This Sunday, Frankenstein versus the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, honestly, 58-year-old Mike getting knocked out it would just be sad. Like it feels like a no-win situation. Should hang it up, man.
This Sunday, Frankenstein versus the Aggro Crag. $10 for the seat and you only need the edge.
Same. It's like, do you really want your dad fighting the young buck? I don't. He's done enough. Let him retire, let him eat mushrooms and hang out with Joe Rogan and do all the stuff he's earned.
This is gonna be a real piece of piss, you bloody future bonus.
Who wins the long-term effects of fucking... Yeah, he probably already has some sort of brain damage from being a boxer for that many years. This can't be good for him. Just got away from Drew. When is the fight? I haven't been following it in the slightest. Like, I do martial arts. I do jujitsu. I think I'm almost 30, so I'm pretty sure at this point in my life I'm gonna hang it up when it comes to competing. I don't have that competitive fire to hurt somebody else who like isn't putting my life in danger. I can't imagine fighting at 58. Jerry! July something. Anyone in chat ever do a combat sport? They're weird. They're full of weird people. Like, something's gotta be a little wrong with your brain if you seek violence as your form of exercise. Alright. Let's see where we're at here. Let me know if you want me to blow up the code anymore than this. It's hard to read. If you ever have a boxing match, I'll train you, then you'll win. Alright. Have you had any experience training any boxers before? Do I secretly have Sam Hyde in my audience? Let's start this up. So this is where we're at. Got our multiplayer lobby. Join as Y. Let's see if I can do this with just one player. Not right at all. Not yet, Jimmy. I suppose we all gotta start somewhere. This get this jacked up. I'm gonna make you. Oh, what's that line from? Spit lightning and crap thunder. Ideally, I would want some sort of dev mode. All right. So a good rule of thumb too is if you're starting to get overwhelmed, it helps to simplify. Like this. Controller I have. I wanted to listen to Unreal Engine stuff. Let's go. So just a reminder of how far we've gotten so far. My webcam here. Chat can take more space here. This is where we're at in terms of the game. I have my React client working here. Over here we have the backend, which is a NodeJS POS. And then over here we have the game actually running. So I can join the lobby as a series of players. And then I can hit start game on any of these. And each of these clients is a WebSocket that connects into my server, which is the NodeJS POS, as I like to call it. Figured I should advertise. So this game is purchasable right now at LYOC.shop if it tickles your fancy. I love it. It's very fun. I worked very hard on it with some friends of mine. We just recently closed down the business, so now I have all the assets now for this game. So you hit start the game and it loads up. It uses two important libraries. Socket.io, that's socket.io, which enables WebSocket communication between my clients and my server. And it also has something called React 3JS Fiber. Now, Fiber is just a kind of blanket term for helping connect JavaScript library to React. And 3JS is a library used for rendering 3D models along with so that's the actual polygonal shape of the model plus the mesh that is overlaid on top of it in order to display 3D models in your browser. I want this to be a browser game, ideally. I did bring this game into Tabletop Simulator, but that's a pretty small market segment. It's a pretty small piece of the pie. And I would ideally make this its own standalone that anyone could play via a browser or mobile phone. So that's the end goal. How far we get, I don't know. I've been interviewing for jobs lately, so maybe my whole streaming career will die pretty soon. Don't mean to be a doomsday kind of guy, but alas, it's kind of the theme of the game. Currently, you can perform some infrastructure actions. Whenever you commit the action, it sends a message to the server. The server interprets the action, says if it's legal or not. If it's legal, it conducts it, updates the state, and then sends the state to all players on the board. So if I go buy PR, I buy a PR, it moves to the PR section of my board game, and I can actually change up the camera. I want this to be a better eagle's eye view of my own board, but alas, one thing at a time. And when I finish my turn, I hit end turn. It goes over to the next player. I want to buy a battery, and then I want to store one of my energies on that battery. Okay, done, end my turn. Last turn, I'm going to donate 1 energy. Try to store some energy, can't do it. I can't buy a PR, I don't have enough energy, and then I could buy a battery. That should work. The reason that it doesn't is probably pretty silly. Let's actually look at that real quick. So I think it's because on the back end, if I go to buy battery, okay, does that, yeah, the factory energy has to be greater than 1, but it could be actually equal to 1 if the The first battery is worth 1, the rest are worth 2. But that's not going to work for this edition. So instead I'll just donate an energy, end my turn, and then it goes back to player 1. In this game, you are dealt a hand of cards every season. So the game works over the course of a calendar year. Starting in spring, going to summer, going to fall, going to winter. Pop up my webcam. So it comes full circle, and at the end of every season, you do something called a summit, which means we see how much energy everyone's donated over the course of that season. If you hit the threshold, which for every season it changes, the first season's 10 for a 3-player game. If you hit this threshold, nothing happens, everyone moves on. If you don't, carbon makes up the difference, which also I need to display here. Good to know. The drum kind of reminds me of Peaches, the Teaches of Peaches. Any hot boys in the audience know that reference? Cards. Let's see where we're at for cards right now. So I look at my to-do list. I want a simple hand of PR cards, and every PR card is PR half off. So I'm going to say for your starting hand, which it's given to you on initialization, right here. So I'm going to fill this with PR cards. Now on the server, match card ID or title to SVG of card or display. Eventually we'll want to get there. But for the onset, let's just make this show hand thing pop up a modal that contains our card information. So we'll actually update we'll reorder this. Because sometimes if you're too vague, it can be very hard to move forward. And I want to say display cards as unordered list on a pop-up modal. So what you miss is I've just been talking about my game a little bit. We're moving on to next steps of programming, which is displaying my cards on the screen when I click this button, show hand. 50 ninjas. Oh my god. That's a lot of ninjas. That's a lot of ninjas. So this should reveal a modal. So this would be a fun use of ChatGPT, actually. Let's see what it can teach us. If I go to OpenAI, ChatGPT. Can you show me a React pop-up modal that displays state information as an unordered list? Cool. So this is the only thing that we really need right here. Sit on top. Display fixed overflow. Cool. This is all I really need. CSS for the modal. And the modal content. Alright, so this is blacking out the background. And I can do that on the front end. I should have a style page right here. Support 3D. Canvas.css. So I got my modal and my modal content. And this can be, I suppose, its own component. Yeah, so they're breaking this out into its own pop-up modal. So what we can do, that's fine. We'll make a new file in our components folder. Call this hand modal.jsx because it's JavaScript plus XML. Const hand modal. We'll make a new style. And call this hand modal. Our canvas CSS will extract this out. Now it's already here. This is all we need. Hand modal will be equal to we'll have our hand props. Let's call that cards. And we'll have a functional call. And this will return. And we need to. Oh, I need my. Where are you at? I need my style at CSS. So import. Now a modal, for the uninitiated, it is a HTML element that sits on top of your screen, graying out everything else. So we're just gonna have a simple modal at the onset. Ooh, I don't really, these could just be rows with buttons for the time being. Because I care about the function and then turning the function into form. That's typically my approach to this kind of thing. So if I look back at my cool, that's really cool. So this is a cool thing that you can do. Close. I don't think I need to do anything with on close. Close. That state information, and this is, so I want to import, so I have my hand UI stuff. It's going to be the same thing as this basically. This is actually redundant if I'm looking at. The on-close thing is always funny. On-close. For some reason you need to pass that into a modal. I don't remember why, I just know that you need it. So on-close. Close modal. There we go. Interesting. So happening here. Function by card. Close. Hand modal. So this hand UI, I want to replace all these with hand modal. Beep, 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 beep. Cool. So I've eliminated the need for my hand modal. It's probably gonna break. There we go. So set model open, which is set hand modal. Close hand modal is going to be my on close for hand modal. I want to pass in my hand state array. I figure out who I am via player. There we go. So cur player is my current player's state. Shit, is it? No. So I need cur player dot ID of the player state array, which is a little garbled and gross. Pass my hand here. So is open, on close. So this is actually redundant here. But I need to pass the is open thing, which is show hand modal. Do my on close is equal to that on close function. Close hand modal. Boom, boom. And on my hand, state data is going to be cards. And I'm going to pass the param cards as my player state array. Cur player dot player ID or dot ID? It's cur player. Where are you at? Cur player set in the lobby. And it's equal to my, I need my player ID. Because that's which player I'm playing. And then on my player state array, I need my seasonal cards. And in order to make this simpler, seasonal cards, where did I go? Some of my favorite operators right there in JavaScript, the huh operator. Huh? Oh, that's my seasonal cards. Go back over the hand modal, pass in the seasonal cards, and alright, unexpected token, which means this isn't closed properly. All this cranks down. I want to export defaults hand modal so that my board can get this information. Is opens not defined. Cards. That's not right. I want to exactly close show hand modal. Okay. Seasonal cards dot map. And my seasonal cards have 3 aspects to them. They're all going to have a type, effect, and cost. like I said, this is a bit redundant with the conditional that's actually running this thing. Yeah, these are all undefined because I want. So this isn't actually an object. This is an array. I'm just gonna call this card. My ID is gonna be. There would be a card ID that would be usable here. Technically, we don't need it. Type. Just go with 3 P's here. 1 P. Type, card type, period. Or dash. Effect. I want this to be my card.effect. And then finally we're going to have my cost. Which is going to be card.cost. Key not defined. Key is fine. I don't really need this. It's gonna complain to me, but save that for later. Alright, so that does nothing. Do I need this? Expected default case, fine. Technically, I don't really need this. So I'm actually gonna hide that. So on close is my on close. Object.entries. I think I just go see some cards.map. So this should be, we can check the profiler. Ruh-roh. That's a lot of errors. Show hand. That shouldn't require a whole re-render. What errors are you complaining about? So let's go over to the components. And we're on player mat, the suspense, board 3D. Profile. So I think, yep, hand model. Where are you at? Alright, so the cards are there. That's cool. It's not showing up. Maybe the Z position's too low. Try setting it to like 1,000. Hand model class. Let's see where else the Z index is in my app. It's only in one spot. The Z index How does the index work? CSS. Alright. This should be popping up. Hand modal. My modal, I got my modal content. Just doesn't want to show. Show it all is true. Right, let's, before we do anything too crazy, let's reset everything. Start from a clean slate. The data's showing up, which is a very good sign. It means we're on the right track. Next, I need to go over to you. Back to the lobby. Why? That's sick. So like I said, this is sort of a mono state right now where there's one state in the game, and that's just sitting as a global variable on the server. I want to get the game running first, and then we can worry about breaking it into multiplayer lobbies. So the functionality is all still here. Show hand. Nothing. Damn. I wonder... Well, can I find your Z index? Like, ideally, this should be popping over something. See? Rendering emulation. Oh, I was looking for that. Anyway, unrelated. Dang, 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 dang. This should be showing up. So if I go over to the code base, I have a map of my cards. Let's look how to iterate over an array. React. Return HTML. Unordered list. Let's try for let card of seasonal cards. Let's try this. Static expression. Right. And this becomes that. This becomes that. And then that becomes that. No, doesn't like that. Let's try a for each of the... I'm pretty sure this isn't what's wrong. What are you complaining about in the console? Each should have a unique key prop. That shouldn't prevent something from rendering. Do 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 do. Top map should be fine. Create a card, and the data type looked like it was showing up. Seasonal cards map. So check this out. I'm gonna go over to my components again. I'll go all the way down to hand modal. Seasonal cards, they're present. They have a type affecting cost. Modal's true. Dang, dang, dang. That's frustrating. All right, let's try something else. Let's just render it up here. So instead of having all this gibberish, we'll comment that out. Damn. We'll delete that, save it. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. So now we'll delete all that. And now this should show up. Now it's showing up below the canvas. Let's put it above. Let's see if that changes something. Alright, so we got a div that shows literally nothing in it. Why is the text white? Oh, it's probably because I didn't save that. There we go. All right. Cool. So, state information with a little X mark. Click that, it goes away. So this is where we're at. I gotta mess with the CSS a little bit, but I click show hand. There's my hand of cards. Cool. Now, ideally, I want this to show above the canvas, so that means I gotta lift the state for this so that it shows above. So can I? I'm gonna cheat. So instead of being within the canvas itself, I'm gonna create a new empty parent, drop my hand modal down there, this isn't great. Show hand. There we go. So now this pops up here. If I bring back the CSS, will it die? We'll find out. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. Oh, display is none. That's why. All right, so that means the display initially should be none, but it's hidden, so cool. Show hand. Show hand should be nothing by default. Background color. And I want the color of the rest of my app is white. That's why it's not showing up. So that means I need to make the color, so the background color is white. The color, so the text color, which just is called color in CSS, opacity. So we'll just call this beep, 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 beep. With one of those. Cool. So if I'm right, the hand modal starts at false, so it doesn't get shown on load. And then we hit show hand. And there's our hand of cards. There's our hand of cards! Let's go! Got any favorite foods? Chicken Parmesan. I'm a huge fan of chicken parm. I got put off it for a couple of years because at my high school graduation, immediately after, my family and I went out to a fancy Italian restaurant to celebrate. And I was reveling, you know. The Coke was flowing, not the bathroom Coke, the The stuff that you use to varnish your varnish your car or Coke. Yeah, drinks were pouring. I was having a chill time with my family, and then I looked down, and the whole thing was off, but I didn't really know what. And I looked down, and the chicken is pinker than pink, pinker than Patrick's star. It's disgustingly pink and translucent. And I ate a quarter to half of an uncooked chicken breast, and I was hugging porcelain for the whole night. It was ridiculous, and yet I love it so much. I was able to eat it again maybe a few years later, and it's back on the list. That was tough. That was a tough time in my life. Had to really refigure out who I was. Nice. This is sick. So I hit show hand. I'm going to have the cards here as an iterated array, and I'm going to have a button attached to each of these. And the button will say, it'll send to the socket, play card with ID. So we're going to say the show hand under here, play card with ID. How about you? You a fan of that, the blood pudding? This is just socket.emit, play card. I don't want it to be a string. It could be. And I could destruct the player. I'm already sending a player object. I might as well send a... does the spread operator work on objects? Cool. So for this, I'm going to spread them. I have a card ID here. And I'll pop that in. And this will get passed as a prop to my hand modal. That's within the... That's not right. Cool. Mama's homemade lemon chicken. Delish. That's one of my favorite meals too, is your mom's lemon chicken. Say hey to your mother for me. Whoopsie. I want to do that. Nice. Sick. So on my to-do list, display cards as a unordered list pop-up. I'll bring the twin back. I will fight your twin brother. I don't give a shit how pencily his mustache is. I'm gonna make you put him up. Duke him out. Oh, jeez. Yeah, the show hand modal. We don't need it anymore. Clean it up. Clean it up. So I'm passing an instance of my play card with ID function into the app. So when I call play card with the event and the value, fuck you. I forgot I did this. myself little Easter eggs for the future. Figure it out, chuckle nuts. Oh, it's funny. Play card with ID. So if I call play card as a function here, so that means card needs to have an ID on it as well. So if I go back over to here, I'm going to add ID is equal to 1. And I need to create a button with the on click of play card with ID. Which looks like this. And this will be play card with, I guess E's still fine to keep around. Because A sports, it's in the game. E, you can say e.prevent default, which just prevents the page from refreshing. It hasn't really made a difference. But, you know, sometimes it's just nice. And the value will be card.id. Okay, now we can refresh all this. Now this is going to explode on the back end because I don't think I have a play card button. So we can update this. See action. I want this to say. So Mrs. Sporp does this funny thing when she's trying to sneak into the studio as she walks like the girl from The Ring. Slowly and creepily around the corner. Hello, baby cakes. She's not happy with that description, even though it's accurate. This is actually probably why she's so unhappy with it. Is the accuracy. She's giving me the stink eye right now. She's trying to be like emit anger and I don't know, like oh, she's smiling. She's trying to fight it, but she's smiling. Oh, now she's got sad puppy face. Because she tried to first do perturb. There's perturb. Alright, perturb's back. Alright, now she's got an itch. Now she's walking on her knees and fucking up my blue screen. She looks like... What are you looking like? Got stink face. Don't knock over my tripod. Are you a child? Were you raised in a barn? Can't believe she knocked over my fucking tripod. Yes. Dingle nuts. Now she's doing a fight me pose. Don't knock over my chair. Stop knocking over things. It's a menace. Must be a nice hallucination. Hey, I took my pills today. Don't knock that over. That's expensive. Oh, God. So this is socket.playCard, because that's the action that I'm sending. And I have my card ID. Thank you. So what we're doing here is this. Play card. Bye?
I have a call.
Okay.
I'm gonna take all of our
Okay.
Oh. Hi.
Player data. And that's the player data, which contains my card ID.
Who's a cutie pie? Beat him half or else he'll be mad.
Yeah, good idea. Punish her if I make her do 5 pull-ups. Hang on.
No, you're not putting me on the screen.
Yep, go on. 5 pull-ups.
Can you see me?
Yep. 1. 2. Come on. All right.
Wait, can I do the next ones without having them in a row? Does it
Yeah.
have to be in a row?
No, they don't have to be in a row.
I did too. You ready?
3 more to go. Easy. You don't have to be in a row, but you can't
It's hard.
jump into it. Oh, you want to see how hard it is?
I just. I can't jump into
Hey,
it.
buddy. You shouldn't. It's not
I
proper
can't do it
form.
anymore. I did too, though. I'm proud of me.
I think I owe some pull-ups too.
Yeah, stop showing me. It's weird. I'm spooked. I don't exist. I
Yeah.
am a cartoon. I am an animation.
So we did get 2 subs today, so I will do 10 pull-ups. For the boys! For the boys, baby! For the boys!
Let's see. Am I on camera right now?
Yep.
I don't like that.
Alright, don't want to spoil you.
Come on, Nick. I did it. How many do you have to do?
10. What? Five. Right. What are you pointing at? She's sucked. I'd be careful. She might ban you for life. Five pull-ups. Let's go. Puppy pull-ups. Puppy pull-ups. Puppy pull-ups.
Oh, God.
No. Five more. Stop giving me skig face off stream.
How come I'm fit and I just can't do pull-ups?
I can hear you. You can make your
No,
own.
you need to.
You can present your own case. He said pull his pants down while he's doing it quick.
Oh, I
You missed it.
I don't listen to that. I don't listen to meanie butts.
She doesn't listen to meanie butts, man. I'm sorry.
Okay, bye.
Bye, baby. Sick. I'm really happy with this. So if we go over to the lobby, because we got to reset the I want to just do something basic. So that means function, play card. We're going to keep the same function name, by ID. And I have my player data here. And on my player data, really I should have a piece of middleware to do add middleware to check if correct player is taking a turn. So play card by ID, play card by ID, and this will have my player, not ID, my player data. And I want to do this usual check here. Check if the board state matches my player data's player data dot player ID. Then I want to if And I am sending this as card data, right? So if I go back to here, yip-a-da-ba-da, go back to here. I'm sending it as card ID. It's important that these things line up. So if player data, actually I can destruct this as well. Could destruct it, I don't want to destruct it. If player data dot card ID, we're just going to say if this is equal to 1, which is the one thing that I have, I want to remove 1 energy. And if my factory energy is greater than 1, greater than or equal to 1, what I do is I decrement my factory energy. I think I can just say plus here, but I like having these numbers in here so that eventually when I do the next thing, oh, my brain, I'm using it so much today. Start this back up, close out all these other. See, 5 players were connected because I had 5 instances of the site running. Go back to the lobby. I really should have a lobby button over here. This is annoying. Why? B R. Go back to here. Hit go. All right. Show hand now has the button to play the card, which is sick. This can get replaced with a drag and drop mechanic further down the line, but I want to get the functionality right and then transform it. So if I hit play card is not a function. Let's take a look at where we're at. Go back to the React app. Play card with ID might be what we have to send. Right, because I'm sending play card with ID, not play card. No wonder it didn't find it. So I'm back in the app, hit play card. That should have did something. It did not. So something's up. Connection refused. FE is not defined. Doi. Let's go back here. FE is my factory energy, which I need to add as part of my schmeggy. See, connection refused here. This means that the server's down. Good to know. So I added FE. Cool. Play card should probably be below the advanced timeline portion. Buy battery, buy PR, store energy, donate energy. This is a fine place for this. So my factory energy is right here. FE, npm start. Bring the server back up, and this is no longer complaining. Go back to the lobby. Copy that. Do that. Do that. Once again, boot up the lobby. Join. Complaining about not having the right schmiggity schmags. RRR. Bink. Go. Show hand. Play card. Cur player state not defined. Okay. We're making progress. Cur player state is not defined. That's weird. Play card bad. Yeah, where did I get that from? Right. Doi. Right here. Good to know. See, this all should be like in a compute action thing. I should have like one piece of middleware that essentially makes all this stuff easier. Cool. Player ID, player data, player ID. Let's check out destruct object JavaScript. Destructuring assignment. Right, okay, it is curly braces. I was right. So what I want is player ID and the card ID. Since I'm grabbing both of those from player data, what I can do is a destructuring assignment. I say const because, or use TypeScript would have warned me. Yeah, we're not getting that that complicated yet. Would have warned me before I ran it. That's true. Good point. This will probably end up being a TypeScript project. I'm throwing stuff at the wall right now, seeing where we're at. So this is player data. This comes in here. I got my card ID here. Player ID is over here. And I don't believe I'm using anywhere else. Sick. Yeah, TypeScript would be a nice choice. It'd be good to have some sort of importable typing logic between these two pieces. This is my board game. So if you take a look at this, where is the URL? There we go. If you take a look at this URL right here, I've built a board game with two friends of mine over the course of a couple of years, starting back in college. And I'm turning that entire board game, which you can see a lot of it in front of you right here. Oh, that's kind of gross. You can see a lot of it over here. It is a competitive, cooperative board game. The whole point of the game is you are a renewable energy company. There's a very limited amount of non-renewable energy left in the world. And all the renewable energy companies at the table have to make up the difference. So every month, the game runs over the course of a year. Every season, you got a certain amount of energy that all three of you have to collectively generate and provide. And this goes over the course of a calendar year. So 4 seasons, 4 different requirements that have to get met. Either everyone loses if you don't put out enough energy, or the person who does the best job gets all the credit. Cur player state not defined. I have initially ported this game into tabletop sim, but I'm trying to put it in as make it into a React 3JS / Node on the back end game. Because I feel like tabletop sim is a little limiting. And if I can essentially programmatically describe everything in the game, I just think that'd be easier for the rules. So the thing I'm working on right now is the player hands. Today we created this modal. It shows the information on the hand. This will be what it is for now. I'm working more so on solidifying the game logic and then making it pretty down the line. But if I can get this whole thing functional, that would just be awesome. The thing I really want is this button to work for when I play a card by its ID to perform the proper action on the server. So this is a socketed game. The client, these are the 3 clients right here. Each of them have a socketed connection to the main server, which is our source of truth. Players attempt to run commands against the server. The server computes the action, whether or not it's legal, and then transforms the state. And on a successful action, the state is changed, and then it is emitted out to all the socketed clients. Play card! Yes! Yes! And you can see it. It's a little small on the screen, but what I just did is I played a card action via my client. There were 2 energies on these factories. I used one of my cards. I didn't use it. I used the action on it. To use it would mean it would be discarded afterward, which is the next thing to work on. Sick. And I just bought myself 2 PR with the cards in my hand. And now I can end my turn. Let's see if blue can do the same thing. Show my hand. Play a card. Play another card. And I can't go negative, so I've only made 2 PR right there. Sick. Sick. Super cool. I love that. So that is, if I look at my to-do list, I have a play card button and a simple hand of PR cards. Yeah, it really helps with coding. I'm a senior dev. I've worked with Node microservices, Postgres databases. That's been sort of my foray in the workforce. I took some time off just because when working with startups, they just chew you out and eat you alive. So I needed to take a step back for a little bit. Back office? Not quite sure what you mean. Backend coding, yeah, for the most part. Little bit of front end. This is one of my ways of deeper diving into React and front end coding. But I've been pretty comfortable with Node, microservices, REST. This thing is cool. I've never really worked with sockets before. I've made one multiplayer game for a game jam once using Unity, but I'm never touching Unity again after that whole fiasco. WebSockets, that's right. Socket.io, great little package. Nice, cool. So I guess the next thing I need to do is, this will be easier when I have cards with different IDs. But essentially I need to delete the card from my hand, which I can do on the server, I guess. I have to do on the server. So I can delete one card. And in order to do that, I can say, for the time being, to do place with card with ID. And I can say my current player state. And once again, you're totally right about TypeScript. It would be really nice to have the IntelliSense working with me to match these states. This server's acting a fool right now, and it is not letting me. For some reason, the pathing is being screwy and not letting me break out these classes into their own files. It's another to do. But if I'm on my current player's state, the action successful, I update the state, and then I can say dot seasonal cards, and I can just pop one of them. And that should remove the card, reduce my hand size by 1. These are all cards with the same title, effect, and cost for the time being. So I'll reset the server. Servers are set, go back to the lobby. Log back in as my users. Y, B, R. Start game. So now I should have a hand of 5 PR cards. I show my hand. I click play a card. Reduces my hand size by 1. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. That's awesome. Sick. Very cool. Now there's a couple different ways we can go from here. I have to start digesting the actual cards in the decks. Totally understand my approach. In the same way, I'm also learning C++. Easier if you know other languages. And ChatGPT is amazing. Especially, the internet's just getting worse. The internet's getting so garbled with advertisements. And with the advent of AI, LLMs are flooding the internet with garbage. So, quite honestly, it's easier to go to the source and try to get the source of truth from there as opposing to, God, trying to fight the internet. I hate, like, Yumly. that one food blog that's taking over the entire every single Google search. It's disgusting. I hate it. I hate how everything needs to be an app. C++ though. Brave soldier. Play a card. Or getting yelled at Stack Overflow. Exactly. Engineers were never known for their tact. And I can donate some energy here. And I return to my first player. C++ for Arduino. Nice. So embedded system stuff. Cool. I did a bit of embedded system stuff on one of my projects. This is something that I worked on over the course of last year. This is an e-ink screen driven by a Raspberry Pi Zero W, and it uses an embedded language called MicroPython. It's a great way to get into embedded stuff because you just don't have to deal with garbage collection, which is garbage. Hee hee hoo hoo. What it does is it's basically a note-taking app exclusively. I do a lot of writing, and all day, every day, I'm staring at screens. So I like the layout of my phone's keyboard, but at some point during the day, I just can't look at screens anymore. And so this is a Raspberry Pi, as I said, that saves my writings. When I type something and hit enter, it writes it to a file alongside with writing it to this e-ink screen. Though C++ would be dope. I do know about smartphones. I hate them because they're little suns, and when I want to write at night and not look at screens, this is my guy. It's super fun to make stuff. Super rewarding too. Come on now. Whenever it boots. Sick. So today we were able to create a hand and have effects driven from the hand itself. Awesome. I'm super happy about this. One of these days you'll work. I promise. What sort of stuff are you looking to do with Arduino? I have an Arduino sitting under me right now. It is hooked up to a friend of mine's pedals that he used to use for his simulation rig. Doesn't use them anymore. They're actually mapped to... They're mapped to down, left, and right on the keypad. I did this so I could lean with my feet and drop shot in a BattleBit remastered. God. I made these panels at the end of my desk for holding all kinds of equipment, and I want to control these 32 color buttons. Nice. Control all these relays and RF relays. Ham radio! Hey! I tried and did not get my ham radio license when I was much, much younger. My dad was super, super into it. And so I would occasionally attend the local amateur ham radio meetings. I haven't heard that phrase in years. You have a call sign? You know, cool is cyclical. I guarantee you, give it 5 or 10 years. Nice. Good for you, man. I think when I'm 60, I'm going to get back into ham radios. It's funny. It's like chat roulette. It's the OG chat roulette. We do have geostationary digital TV relays and such. Geostationary digital TV relays. Sick. I don't even know what that is. That's awesome. Satellite. Cool, man. E. Let me see what's going on with this. This should be functioning, but for some reason the keyboard input is rejecting it. I haven't touched this in months though. I made another one of these with an actual Raspberry Pi that sits by my bedside and that has a full keyboard. And I get way more use out of that. I think my perfect sweet spot's gonna be this with a keyboard, but like mini iPad size and an easy dock for writing, and then it'll be perfect. I swear. Welcome back, Enchanted. Good to see you again. Wow, it's probably pretty late for you, man. Putty, that's what I wanted. Playing Roblox, my friend AFK and poofed. Classic. I hate when my friends AFK and poof. Let me see my devices. One of these should be my Raspberry Pi. Come on, POS. There we go. I do apologize. I'm trying to log into my own Raspberry Pi. It doesn't want to communicate right now. Dang. Uh-oh. Let me find a... Life finds a way. I think this is the right connector. But my Raspberry Pi, for some reason, doesn't want to talk to me. I'm wondering if I did something wrong. Ever been like that in a relationship where you wonder if you're the crazy one? Then years and years later you realize, no, I was the sane one. I've been there a few times. So, what I'm doing right now is I'm cracking open this Raspberry Pi. I'm gonna plug in a mini HDMI cable, and I'm gonna run this into my computer's monitor so I can diagnose it, because it does not want to talk to me for some reason. Power's on. Something happened. Oh, I'm just a darn morning. There we go. We're working. We're cooking with gas. Nice. Only took me I don't know how long to get this thing functional again, but here we are. This is a YouTube video on my channel for my Jotter pup. This is more of a toy. I wish I got more use out of this than I do, considering how much time and effort I put into it, but it's just not quite there. I need bigger buttons. These buttons are little baby BB buttons. But it's cool. Oh my god. What happened to you? It gets smushed, it doesn't want to work anymore. Sure. I don't know about y'all, but I am exhausted. I had a week, for sure. Good news, bad news, taxes, whole lot of everything, all everywhere, all at once. All everything, all everywhere, all at once. Dang. Well, let's try to refresh it again. This is one of those things where I wish it solved my problems instead of actually solving them. Oh god. I left my friggin' masking tape upstairs. The Athol commence al total lies. Oh, by the way, random. If you're still here, we can do a meme review. See how you've done. Who's looking forward to the weekend? I don't know why, but some days it's such a strange form of communication. Talking with people online. What? All right, now it's working. I don't know what happened, but finally, eat works. This is the thing I made for the Jotter video that I have on my channel. You press enter. Allegedly. There we go. Finally. Finally. This thing's acting a fool. It's glitching up like crazy. But it works. I'm pretty happy about that. Oh, productive day. I'm happy with how the hand came out. Is what it is. It's much easier to make something that works and then transform it, in my opinion, than trying to make it totally right on the first go. So like I said, we have, when it's someone's turn, when it's anyone's turn, they should be able to look at their hands. But when it's your turn, you can see your hand, you can see all the cards attached to it, and now you have a button to make them work. Pretty happy. I'm stoked. Now, how are y'all doing? Excited for the weekend, like I am. Put in the work this week. I'm ready to take a break. Relax, chill out, hang out with Mrs. Sporp and the dog. Spring's almost here too, so time to enjoy that like 2 months of perfect weather before summer hits and starts boiling us alive. Huh. Oh, you know what? Let's look up a 3D design, a 3D print for next time. Ooh. Gear shift keychain, chubby croc, gravity utility knife, buddy. Oh, that's fun. All right, maybe for next time. Oh, God. Let's just talk. Let's hang out. Actually, I will use the restroom, and hopefully it will not die this time. BRB. Shit. That was good. Alright. Let's just relax. It's a lovely Friday evening. So pretty. It would be nice to recreate the LYOC project in TypeScript real quick. It's not a bad idea because the project itself is starting to get a little muddled. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy the structure of another TypeScript project that I have, and we'll move that over. So if I come over here and I go new window, so I got this. Do I need the package lock? TS config. So the thing that's really bugging me. So this is the web app that I built. TypeScript backend. JS front end. Oh, so it's already running on DOI. Get rid of that. Bring this up. So this works fine. TS node build source app. Now the issue is this guy just doesn't want to work with me. Hello, ring girl. Want to hang out or something? All right. I think it's weekend hours. We'll do this. I'll probably do this in my spare time because it's pretty boring. It's been real. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. It's been a fun stream, as always. And we'll do more next time. I'm really happy with how the hand thing worked out. I'm shocked. I'm shocked we were able to get this far today. Cool. It's been real. Adios, my Sporptians. Whatever we're going to be calling ourselves. Yeah, have a good weekend. Enchanted, get some sleep.